These are your Unit 1A Day 2 notes. In this video, we will focus on Standard 2A, I can rewrite and evaluate expressions, specifically focusing on absolute value. Absolute value. This might be a term that you've heard before, so it might be a review, but the absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. I will repeat that again because it's very important, and you also need to record this information into your notes. So the absolute value, that's your vocab word, absolute value, is the distance a number is from 0. So it's how far away a number is from 0. So let's look at it and make sure you have this written down first, okay? Now, what is the absolute value of 3 and -3? Well, let's ask ourselves, what is the distance between 3 and 0 on the number line below? So if I look here, I'm looking at the absolute value of the number 3. 3 is right here. How far away is it from 0? 1, 2, 3. It takes 3 steps to get from 0 to 3. So what is the absolute value of 3? 3. And remember, this is known as the distance, okay? It's just how far away is that number from 0. So make sure you have this information recorded in your notes. The absolute value of 3 is 3, because that's the distance from 0. Now, let's look at the absolute value of -3. So we go down here, we have -3. What is the distance between -3 and 0? We are trying to determine that because that is your absolute value. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. It takes 3 steps to get from -3 to 0. So the absolute value of -3 is 3. Do you see something here? I do. -3 and 3 have the same absolute value. What? How is that? Well, they are the same distance from 0. So when you see absolute value, it will always be written as a positive number. So on these number lines, we can see that 3 and -3 are the same distance from 0. Okay? Make sure that you have everything in your notes that I have wrote down before you move on. Okay, so we show the absolute value with the symbol. This is important, pay attention. Absolute value is these 2 little lines like that, and you'll have the number in between. For those of you who don't know, that is the symbol for number. It's not just a hashtag. So, how do we show absolute value? With 2 lines like this around a number. So if we look right here, we have -3. The absolute value of -3 is 3. And we know we're asking for the absolute value because it has these 2 lines in front and behind the number. Now we look here, and we have the number 3, and we have these 2 lines around it, so we're trying to figure out what is the absolute value of 3. Well, the answer is 3. So no matter what, the absolute value is written as a positive number. And we know we're trying to find the absolute value when we see these 2 lines. So we can see again, like we already said, but it's good to see it. Oops. They have the same absolute value because they are both 3 away from 0. Okay, again, everything I wrote down here should be written in your notes, and we'll move on to the next page. On this page, you're going to practice finding the absolute value. It's really important that you always read the directions. That's why they're highlighted in blue. It's supposed to be a friendly reminder. So for this first set of problems, what you're going to do is you're going to find the absolute value. And we know you're trying to find the absolute value because it has these little lines which mean absolute value. So what is the absolute value of -5? Well, let's put -5 on our number line. All right, and then let's count how many steps away it is from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that the absolute value of -5 is 5. And I'm going to write that in black. Okay. Beautiful handwriting, as always. So what you're going to do now is you're going to pause the video, and you are going to try these 4 on your own. Okay, hopefully you tried these ones on your own and you got the same answer. Absolute value of -10 is 10. Absolute value of 8 is 8. Absolute value of 2 is 2. Remember, it's always written as a positive number. A mistake students often make is they think that it's the opposite. So the absolute value of +8 would be -8. Nope, because 8 is 8 away from 0. And remember, absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. Okay. So let's look at this next set of problems. For number 1, find the absolute value of -7. 7. Okay? For these ones, it's the same type of problem as above. There just is no number lines. So go ahead, pause the video, and try these on your own. Okay? Hopefully you finished this on your own and you got the same answers as me. Absolute value of -17, 17. Absolute value of 23, 23. Absolute value of -104, 104. Absolute value of 42, 42. Absolute value of -36, 36. All right. This wraps up your Unit 1A Day 2 notes. Make sure you have them all completed and that you turn them into Canvas. If you don't remember how, remember there's how-to videos on my Canvas page that shows you exactly how to do it. All right. See you tomorrow.